We're reading from KSAT. A veteran San Antonio police officer was handed a 30-day suspension this fall after multiple acts of misconduct during a citizen ride-along earlier this year. So Citizen Ride-Along, classic, like sort of American lore, you know?
You know, you've seen the Kevin Hart Ice Cube movies. You know, you've seen Ride-Along.
Exactly.
We've all seen Ride-Along 1 and 2.
Just a weird feature of America where a cop can just take a random ass... You can ride along.
Come on in. Only one of the most dangerous jobs in America.
So-called, you know.
Firefighters don't do that shit at all. Grab a hose.
Exactly. But yeah, I want to emphasize so-called dangerous jobs.
Okay,
But
they make it a little dangerous.
I mean, the cops make it dangerous. So he's on a ride-along. He's got a civilian with him, showing him the ropes, showing him the ins and outs of the biz. Officer Gabriel Sanchez. And I want to emphasize his name. So everyone remembers that we're dealing with a Gabriel Sanchez. This will be relevant later.
Sanchez does come up. It is an important part of
we gotta get there. He was originally handed a contemplated indefinite suspension, whatever the fuck that means, which was later shortened to 30 days. On May 22nd, a person assigned days earlier to a Citizen Police Academy ride-along with Sanchez said the officer returned home twice while on duty to conduct personal business with his HVAC job. He's a hard worker. He's blue collar. You know, a lot of people say, you know, police aren't real workers. Well, some of them are workers and they do real work just while they're on the clock. They go and they go do their actual side hustle where they're doing during their main hustle.
But he did this with the ride-along.
With the ride-along. He's like, you want to see what it's like being a police officer? It's doing HVAC. It's replacing ACs.
Oh, shit. I fuck
Classic
with that.
Police work.
Fuck with that. I definitely can't wait for the next season of Law and Order HVAC unit.
Yeah. I mean, that's police work I can honestly get behind. Yeah. Is this a problem? This is the best police work I've seen in years. So he's on a ride-along and just goes to do his HVAC work. In his written response to the allegation, Sanchez admitted to returning home and stated he operates his own HVAC company. Sanchez did not have an off-duty work permit on file for the job. A subsequent check of Sanchez's body-worn camera during the shift in question revealed that the officer told the person during the ride-along that Sanchez does the bare minimum required for the job. Quote, don't do traffic stops. You're going to have to do them while you're going through your fucking rides. After that, just stop. If somebody blows a stop sign, who gives a fuck?
I'm so confused. Is he talking to a citizen? This is a citizen, right?
This is like, it seems like, it says a police academy ride-along.
Oh, okay,
So police academy citizen ride-along. This is like a copy's training. So he's like, oh, you want to know what cops being about? First of all, you see a guy running a stop sign, don't do shit. Go home, work on your HVAC company.
Bro, those are my favorite employees at like waiting jobs. And when you wait tables, when you work as a barista, those are the best. That training, like when you know your first 7 days of training, you train with all types of different people. You get that one guy who's like, yeah, I like to come in 30 minutes early.
Yeah, fucking nerd.
Yeah. And then you get the guy who's like, I can teach you how to steal hours. If you don't clock out on your lunch break, that's an extra $45 on your check. Like, I fuck with
They
those.
don't know it yet, but that security camera doesn't work anymore.
Those guys.
Right over the register.
The guys tell you, I can teach you how to steal a fully loaded baked potato and eat it. Eat it in the back corner. Managers won't see. Like,
but this motherfucker is doing it with a gun and a turned-on body cam. These cops are fucking morons,
multiple windows. He's got a rider.
And he's got a literal cop in training, a literal professional snitch is who you are training. Hey, you're committing crimes.
You know I'm gonna be tested on this later. I have to give them answers.
Dude. And it's like, you know, we talk about this a lot. Like the police, a lot of what their duties are like are like reasonable things to do. Just maybe cops shouldn't be doing them. But like making sure people don't run stop signs. like someone should be doing that.
like reckless endangerment of society. Yeah. We do need that. We do, like, that's the thing we need.
He's like, who gives a fuck? Right. Literally, all of society cares about that. That's so agreeable. Who gives a fuck if someone rolls through a stop or speeds through a stop sign? Because he literally says blows a stop sign. That's the words he
used. He's treating it like jaywalking.
He is.
He's treating like crimes, murder, and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's dude.
So let's keep going. Sanchez was also critical of San Antonio Police Department administration during the ride along. Again, very relatable. Talking shit about the bosses. Quote. They're gonna find. Okay, it's a direct quote, so it's kind of weird. They're gonna see what I did wrong, even though I could have done everything right by the book. They're going to find something to fucking hammer you with, Sanchez was, again, recorded saying. After responding to an assault in progress call, Sanchez failed to investigate allegations of family violence, did not gather information to write a report, and did not document who was involved. Like, bro, what did he do when he went over there? What did he do?
He moved. He went over there like a nosy neighbor.
Yeah, what's left to do?
Yeah, he's moving like the neighbors in the blinds, just like walking. He's next to the neighbor. I don't know what's going on over there.
He went in and looked around and was like, look, that's crazy. And then he walked out. Damn. That's fucked up. A criminal history search of the woman involved in the complaint would have revealed that she was ordered to have no contact with the complainant as a condition of bond from a previous family violence arrest. During the same call, Sanchez lectured a 14-year-old boy not involved in the assault and used offensive and derogatory language. Quote, all right. I would emphasize right now I'm quoting Officer Sanchez, quote, that bitch has seen more chile than molcajete. Molcajete is, I looked it up, is like the mortar and pestle that's used in Mexican food when they like grind down. Sometimes they'll heat it up and like make like so he's doing a little. He was using the art of metaphor here and saying, where is it? Let me find the quote. That bitch has seen more chili than a molcajete. She's seen more chili than the fucking urinals at the QT. Do you want a girlfriend that has already fucked 20 guys? Again, he's talking to a 14-year-old. Again, it is irrelevant to his case. He's supposed to be investigating like battery of a woman or whatever he was there, domestic violence. And he's talking to a 14-year-old. Your girlfriend's a fucking whore. Quote, you
don't want any used 14-year-olds out there.
Yeah, God. Quote, you're gonna have more Hispanics backstabbing you and fucking you over more than any other race.
I love this. This is so much to unpack with this nigga. It's like,
yeah, we could write a book on this guy.
It's like, okay, he's a bad cop. He's literally has an HVAC business. He's the self-hatred. Where do you start with this dude? You call him.
What kind of self-respecting Hispanic man will become a police officer? Oh, this is not a self-respecting Hispanic man. Gotcha. This is a self-hating. And yeah, we're just getting started on the self-hate here.
No, I mean, and it's like, imagine calling the cops and you get the one who pulls up and he's just doing one-liners. He's just fucking riffing. He's like, damn, that bitch got more spice than a Mexican Chipotle. Like, what? Like, hey, man, can you do something?
Yeah. Hey, Officer George Lopez, there's a woman bleeding out in the corner over there.
I got a side business and stand-up comedy sometimes, too. I don't just do HVAC and comedy. I'm also on my other side business.
Yeah, that's my real passion.
Is it improv? So feel free to yes and this situation, if anything. As a recruit, you might want to learn that.
He's the guy in the improv class that like fucks up every scene. Everyone hates him there.
Zip, zap, zap is the sound my taser makes.
They're like, Sanchez is a cop? Like, oh my God, I fucking knew it, dude. What is he doing here? What is he doing here? All right, let's keep going. Sanchez also used an ethnic slur. Okay. All right.
It does get a little weird because it's like when articles write ethnic slur, he's going to use. I'll let you say.
Yeah, sure. Let me. So The slur, I'm not going to say it, obviously, but the second half of it is E-R.
Means it could be...
It's not
all of them.
But first half is a food item. Bean.
Okay.
If anyone remembers Mind of Mencia, might be aging me and Ashton a little bit. This was like kind of Carlos Mencia's like pot of gold when it came to comedy writing.
Yeah, it was.
So he starts using
and another famous catchphrase, which I won't.
Which also,
I will not reiterate.
Whatever happened to that
I've
guy?
grown. 3 months ago, I would have did it. But I've grown.
Yeah. And we're all very proud of you.
When Joffrey had the speech to me before the podcast, that's when I changed. Me asked him before the podcast, literally the minute before, I would have did it.
Yeah, it would have been a different podcast.
But I would have did the impression. But Joffrey, but me now, I'm a different person after that speech.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to quote here. This is Officer Sanchez, quote, "You need to think like a bleep rather than a white person. Why pay for something when you can get it for free?"
Good advice,
said Sanchez, who used an ethnic slur that is considered derogatory to people of Hispanic origin. Quote, "Because when the bleep cops would show up, they'd make us do the Southside Macarena and then would fuck us up," said Sanchez. Yeah. This guy needs to go to therapy. This guy is traumatized.
Let's unpack some things, because there's definitely two things happening right now.
Yes.
There's the person who wrote the article, and then there's the self-hatred of this cop that are combining into what I think needs to be. First off, if somebody wrote an article about me, they would immediately be like, he used slurs against his own kind. As much as I say nigga, they would... And as much as I'd be like, niggas need to be, I swear, if niggas just, they would write fucking magazines worth. So there's that. But then there's the part where he's like, niggas just need to, and then be like some anti-black shit. And that's what's happening here. There's this article writer who's writing an article being like, can you believe he said, look, you can't tell a member of a community what word they, you're saying that it's derogatory to Hispanic people. Yes, from fucking white people to, it's derogatory. I'm not gonna call nobody no fucking, but it's derogatory to be called that as the from the in-group, out-group perspective. As the in-group, it's derogatory towards you. You can use the word being the member of the fucking in-group.
But then, like you said, but what is he actually saying?
Now, when we further deeply unpack it, that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's actually really disturbing.
Yeah, that's actually racist. That part's racist.
He's like, don't be like the white cops, decent human beings, following the rules, exemplary citizens. I wish I was one. You got to be like a slur, bleep,
steal some shit.
Literally, that's what he's saying. Sanchez also took a break for lunch, despite being assigned to an active call for service. I didn't need to include that. I mean, who cares compared to the rest of the shit in the article?
Painting the picture of this.
It is.
Horrible.
Yeah. Sanchez was recorded saying he does not care if he gets fired, and that his career as a San Antonio police officer is his side hustle. He was suspended for rules violations, including acts of incompetency, neglect of duty, discourtesy to the public, acts of showing a lack of good moral character and conduct prejudicial to good order, according to discipline records. Sanchez is a 17-year veteran of the force, City Records show. So even doing all this shit, even being a bad cop, working on his HVAC business, using slurs, telling a 14-year-old, he's like slut-shaming his 14-year-old girlfriend while he's on a domestic violence call, and saying outright he doesn't give a shit about this job. Even still, he was not fired.
1 month suspension. That's 30 days. That's what upset me. They need to put the 30-day, if this was a real good writer, they opened up the article with a cop suspended for 30 days. No, bitch, put that part back at the end so we can get like, this nigga needs to be fired.
Yeah, dude. Some of these local news article writers, they don't understand narrative of storytelling. Like, you got to have an arc here.
It's like, it's not even that he needs to be fired. He wants to be fired. He does not want to.
He's
like,
he wants to do stand-up.
He's literally going into his body cam. Let me go. I don't want to be here. I wonder if that'll work. You think this will get...
Yeah.
I'm at my other job right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They list out like his 50 acts of misconduct, and they're like, and that's strike one.
Yeah.
That was 50 things. That's strike
You
one.
know, I'm gonna give you. I think he just needs a timeout.
Yeah.
Give him more time to work on his HVAC business.
Yeah. So shout out Sanchez back on the beat, doing what he loves.
We got bold. I call this like we got uppercase bad cops, like bad cops, like bold and letter.
Going to hell.
BADBAD cops. And then we got your lowercase, like bad cops. You know, they have, maybe I don't know what this guy's
the guy
on.
Stealing from the cash register.
Yeah, this is still a problem. And people are suffering from this, but it's like lowercase bad cops.
Like a regular bad employee who will not do his end of shift work.
Yeah, he's like a bad cop.
The other type of bad cop employee is someone who's an employee who murders someone at work.
Yeah, so
that's less relatable.
Yeah, there's like bad cops.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you're just like a bad cop, dog. You're like bad at it, like cop. But
and you are a bad person.
Yeah, you still suck. The guy who's the dishwasher who hates his job, who's like, I don't even wash all the dishes completely. Like he's like one of those guys. He's just like, sometimes you leave a little bit of the salmon on the plate.
Yeah, I'm going to a high school party later. It's like, yo, whoa,
what?
That's weird, bro. Hey, don't talk to me. I don't want to be your work friend.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate picture of those guys.
Yeah.